Back outside. We ate. We back outside. Them boys back out. We ate, boys. Yeah.
Hey.
We talking Super Bowl. We talking Super Bowl. We talking
a new
Super
look.
Bowl.
Come on now.
Hey.
Hottest NFL postgame show on the planet right here, right now. That's JuJu Gotti. Right there in the shadows. Dan Batard, who will not be talking, by the way. He will only be talking via chat. So if you want to talk to Dan, get in the chat. He'll write back comments right now. He's live in the chat right now. He's just hanging out with us. He wants to be a part of the show, which we want. We love him. We love Dan. He's like an uncle to us. He's going to be hanging out with us all show. Not saying anything,
Right.
only in the comments. So important.
Our Hollywood uncle. Fresh out of the Hollywood. He got Hollywood still on his arms. I can see it. You feel me? Salute to everybody involved.
The NFL were what would have been the halfway point if we had a 16-game season. Now with the 17-game season, we don't really have a halfway point. So I'll say week 8 is the halfway point for what we've got going on right now. A lot of good games, a lot of intriguing storylines. Let's start with, I think, the most important storyline of the week. Somehow, some way, your Denver Broncos made it happen and beat the hottest team in football, 6 straight wins for the Kansas City Chiefs. And Patrick Mahomes hit the injury list with a illness.
Yeah.
Funny thing is this, Ju.
Mm-hmm.
We as normal humans, as civilians in this world, non-football players, when we get a cold or a flu, we're out. We can't go to work. When you see somebody, I
don't even want to talk on the phone.
Exactly. It's hard for me to go get water. My wife thinks I'm faking it. I'm not. I'm really sick. But imagine these guys are such hardened warriors that if you see Patrick Mahomes on the injury list with illness, you're like, he's fine. He's playing. He's playing. Like there's no questions about it. He's going to play football. And we look at it, he's clearly not himself, making plays that, again, were Patrick Mahomes-esque, but then other ones ran into his left tackle. A lot of just weird things going on. What did you see from that game that surprised you outside of just them losing 24-9, not scoring a touchdown?
Bro, nothing surprised me at all. Like, brother, if Taylor Swift is at the game, you win. If Taylor Swift is not at the game, you lose. That's the science. I've read it in the Bible. Like,
wow,
just no surprises. As soon as I saw she wasn't gonna be there, I put a couple of, you know what I mean? I put a couple phone calls into a bookie or 3. And I took, some long shots and it hit. Salute to Tyler Lockett, 3.5 catches. Woo!
That was easy though. Goodness. That one was easy. You knew that was. He hit that in the first drive.
You feel me? And you pair that with knowing Taylor Swift ain't gonna be there. Oh man, DraftKings.com, big day, day today.
It was a big profitable day for JuJu Gotti. I love that.
Absolutely. Salute to Bobo too. And
Jake Bobo, Jake Bobo first cash. If you had a Jake Bobo touchdown first. Salute to you because that was astronomical numbers, by the way.
They look bad though. I don't know if it was the weather or was he under the weather because it wasn't the same. I saw Kelsey out there. I saw the same cast of guys, but for some reason it didn't look the same. I don't know if it was the mile high. They usually get points when they go there. So all hats off to Sean Payton and Danger Rush. You feel me? Because wow, I didn't believe in you. I'm gonna tell you right now, I didn't believe in you worth a damn. So when y'all got that W, salute, hats off.
Remember, this is a team that got 70 points scored on them a couple of weeks ago. 70. And now they held the best quarterback in the league with a dynamic offense to 0 touchdowns. They kept 3 field goals. That was it. But looking across at what Sean Payton's doing, I don't want to give all the credit to Sean Payton because I think Russell Wilson's quietly having a really good year. But if you look at his numbers, he threw 19 times.
Broncos country.
There it is.
Broncos
country, let's ride.
Look, I hit my boy Thomas on the DJ Tommy Tom. He on the 1s and 2s back there, man. Bear with him. You feel me? He gonna get it right. But yeah, let's ride. Absolutely. 100% right what you say.
3 touchdowns. Like, he had a decent game. It's just when you run the ball like that, when your defense plays that well, there's not really much you could do. You just got to throw it around a couple times. But they're 2-5 right now. They're not going to do anything. It was just one of those games. But they were due. Patrick Mahomes had beat, I think, the Broncos like 16 straight times or something.
Yeah, that's all they was doing. I feel like put them outside on the same football field moving forward 100 more times. Patrick Mahomes done win 98 of the times.
Yeah.
So
it was just that one.
Broncos, let's ride. 2 weeks in a row, you get W's. But Dangerous is still at the helm. And let's just keep it real with ourselves and each other and our brethren.
Speaking of keeping it real, don't look now but your boy, Joe Shiesty, okay, is looking good.
Welcome back. Welcome back, Joe.
What was
Welcome
that?
back, Joe, man. Look, man. Salute to Tyler Boyd catches today as well. DraftKings.com. Look,
the boy is
if y'all just look at DraftKings.com every Sunday morning, I promise they got a lot for y'all. Just please bear with them. Boy, I'm talking about Joe Shiesty looked so good today. Brock Purdy looked, interception after interception.
Yeah.
Mr. Irrelevant. He's looking more like him every day. 3 in a row to the Browns, to the Vikings, and today, oh my goodness, like they need to tighten up. You feel me? No pun intended. Because
let them know the jersey too. Let them know the jersey tighten up.
Salute to Will Levis. We'll get there
We'll get there in a second. But
yeah, they need to tighten up, bro.
But he had 18 completions in a row, I think, which is insane. Like,
yeah.
How do you have a defense that's numbered that well where you're throwing balls and it's just like, I know it's completed. Here you go. Just all across the field.
T.
Jamar
Higgins
Chase
out there.
looked good.
Right. T. Higgins out there, 24/7 out there. All their receivers are fire, sir.
Right.
They were talking about T. Higgins as a number 1 receiver, and he just chose to stay with his partners. Hey, you didn't hear this from here. Justin Jefferson contract coming up. I haven't talked to anybody. I don't know anything at all. But Justin Jefferson's his contract is coming up soon. Just be on the lookout to where he could potentially land. I'm not saying anything, but I know who he played college ball with.
Can you imagine? Let's pause this for a second. Let's get into a hypothetical. Can you imagine if somehow, some way, inexplicably, look, hey, we haven't talked to anybody. This is just forecasting into the future.
Yes,
what happened today in the Vikings game? You tell me what happened today in the Vikings game. Very important piece.
God, prayers, look. Prayers to my boy. Get well soon, Burt Cousins. Like, please, like we all rooting for you. Mina was just giving him so many flowers on the show from LA with Hollywood Hippos now because she said that he was actually underrated as a quarterback. Wow. And to see that
I've been saying that for years. Somehow, some way we made it happen. And then in the peak of, hey, you know what? He actually might not be that bad. That happens. And then you're like, oh, come on. But Justin Jefferson on one side, Jamar Chase on the other side, Joe Beasy in the middle. I mean,
make the money work. I don't know how the money work. Like I said, I didn't talk to anybody at all, and I don't know anything. You feel me? So if that can work out, we'll be seeing it. But without that, they've been in the Super Bowl. So it's like, Joe, I believe in Joe. I think whatever was going on the first couple of weeks, he might have been tentative on that spring calf. He might have been just.
He looked good today.
In sync. He looked fantastic today.
That movement where he threw off a defender, spun out, threw another one off, ran out, threw a pass. Like his calves look good.
Tight ends looking amazing. Backup wide receivers looking amazing. Scroller Nick, however you say it.
No, that's Irwin. You're thinking of Irwin.
Irwin. Nah, they got a number 80. What's his name? It's like a ISO something.
Oh, that I know you're talking about.
It's Scissor. I think it's really like the same way they spell Wally Zerbiak.
Evosus or something like that.
Right, that's it right there. He looking incredible too. I'm saying, like, the Bengals, look out for the Bengals, man. I think they're gonna be right back in the AFC Championship again this year.
What we regard as the best defensive football, San Francisco, dropped 3 straight games. All of a sudden, Cincinnati, they were what, 0-3?
Yeah.
And now they're what, 4-3?
The Vikings put the tape out. You remember, like they say all the time on the Batard show, this is what is it? They see it, mockery league. I don't know what the word is, but you see it. The Vikings put the blueprint out on them boys. So now it's just like, well, let's see how that worked, you know. And they came and did the blueprint times 2. That's like Jay-Z, the blueprint 2.5. It was scary for them boys. Song Cry was number 7 on today's album against them boys today.
It was a banger, by the way.
It is a banger.
Banger.
Dan know about that song. I've been listening to that before.
Yeah.
On his Walkman.
He's got the tape.
Yeah.
Cassette tape.
If you rewind it.
Remember when you had to rewind shit to send it back to Blockbuster?
Right. And then they'll get mad at you and didn't rewind it.
Hey, my bad.
Rewind.
My bad. I'm 7 years old. I don't know what rewinding is. I don't know what to tell you. My mom asked me if I did it. I said, yeah, I don't know.
I just wanted to see Secret of the Ooze. That's all. I'm sorry.
That's crazy that they would. You know what? We find you $1.50. You got to pay us back when you don't rewind. Like, okay, I don't care.
Right.
Anyways.
Rest in peace of Blockbuster.
Yeah, and Hollywood Video too. We had Hollywood Videos down here too,
and the movie gallery. Wow.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Speaking of wow, hold on. Before we go to anywhere else, something. Get well soon, my brother. You know I don't wish no ill will on nobody in the entire world. But the Green Lizard made an appearance today, sir. Did you see the spiral on them? Did you see the spiral on them thing? The zip.
Did you see the completed passes?
Oh my God, he even get tackled better than Ritter. I was like, oh man, he even blow the game better than Ritter. I'm like, oh yeah. I'm
glad we got to this game. This game had everything. This game had everything. And you're wearing your Titans jersey right now. And during the before you got on, when I was just here by myself doing some prep, I mumbled out to myself, Will Levis looks like Dan Marino.
Oh, wow.
I don't know.
Mine has been blown on Radio Row right now. What are you saying? Did you just say that into a microphone?
He just looks like Dan Marino. I don't know. The way that
you're talking about his cheekbones.
The way that he threw that ball, those deep passes, I don't know. There's a hint of Dan Marino in there. And I'm surprised why it took the Titans 8 weeks to figure out, hey, Will Levis is kind of good. Let's put him in there. Ryan Tannehill, we know what we've got with him after the last 7 years of Ryan Tannehill. I feel like we're good. Bruh. And all of a sudden,
the ghost of DeAndre Hopkins
where did he come from?
Today.
Where did he come from?
Is this a replay or is this happening again? Is this live?
And then again.
And another one. Goodness gracious. Hey, keep Will Levis back there. Salute to Malik. What's his name?
Willis.
Malik Willis and Ryan Tannehill. Hey, man. Y'all boys made it to the NFL. Y'all are incredible. Y'all are heroes.
Being a backup
already.
is a good job.
You feel me? You like let Will cook for a couple weeks because he looked incredible today.
And Falcons defense is low key not bad.
Yeah, it's a good
AJ
defense.
Terrell's nice. They've got a good front seven. They've got a good defense. And all of a sudden, he's wide. Nuke is wide open. Nobody within 30 yards of him. And the ball he threw to Westbrook Akina in the back corner of the end zone was a dime too.
It was a dime. Hey, my boy, look, put it on to everybody in the chat. Remember this day. Tony says Will Levis look like Dan Marino. Yeah. I don't know if it's long term or just today, or I don't know if he was saying he resembled that man. But he said it today on this God's green earth. Speaking of the green earth, though, we got to get somewhere else. We got to get somewhere else fast because you know that 8:30 comes so fast.
For 8 weeks, we've been calling for this.
We've been calling
8 weeks, and it finally happened today.
Bruh, it's a no-brain decision. Taylor Heineke is so much more. He's proven. He has experience. He's better. I don't understand what's going on. That's why I say if they put Desmond Ridder back in the game, let him start next week, the Atlanta Falcons are washing money. They are laundering money in Atlanta. They are not doing the right things.
Your boots allegedly on the ground too. You're there.
So I'm boots on the ground.
You've been doing the investigative work.
Come on, man. They rise up. Hell, come on, man.
He looked good coming off the bench. 12 for 21, $175 and a touchdown. But it wasn't even the stats. It was the way that he carried the offense, the way that he was able to open up holes for Bijan, right? This is Arthur Smith wants to run the football.
Right, right.
Let me take a look. He had Bijan Robinson 11 carries, Algier 8 carries, Cordero Patterson 2 carries. They only ran so many plays. All of a sudden, now all these different pieces start getting unlocked. Kyle Pitts, all of a sudden you see him throw a pass, you're like, oh wait, he could throw it to Kyle Pitts. Desmond Ridder, they told him in the huddle, do not throw to Pitts. Whatever you do, don't throw to him.
Drake London can catch like that. I know Drake London can catch. Just because he don't ever get thrown the ball in the correct spiral. That motherfucker be wobbly as hell, like just wobbling, just Ridder, just back there, just behind the paint. Every time, man.
Throwing ducks.
Keep the green lizard in, Arthur.
28-23, they lose, but there's promise for that team. If they continue to start Taylor Heineke, this is a very open division.
It is very open.
The Bucks are not that good. We just saw them on Thursday night. The Saints,
the NFC is trash. The
NFC South is garbage. We saw the Panthers get a dub. Benedo, shout out Sunset.
Oh my God, the most boring dub ever in my entire life. I watched that entire game.
Incredibly boring dub. What'd you have on that you're watching the whole game?
Adam Thielen.
Yeah. So you got that in the division. You got the Saints, who I can't figure the Saints out. Are the Saints good? Are the Saints bad? Do they want to use Taysom Hill? Do they not want to use Taysom Hill?
Right, I can figure them out. They're trash.
Yeah, okay.
That's
all right. Perfect.
Answer to the puzzle. That's the missing piece. Speaking of trash,
okay,
let's travel up to the Meadowlands and the weather. Oh my goodness!
A lot of trash bags in the stands. I saw
Punt Central, punt
zone.
Right, punt lay, not the DK parlay. Just the punt lay. If you bet on the punt lay today, you went crazy in New York, man. Them boys was stinking it up, and then they wasn't out of nowhere. Zach Wilson got zip on the ball.
That ball he threw to Alan Lazard across his body to get him down to the 25-yard line or whatever it was to win that game. Or to tie it. My bad. To tie it. It was like, damn, hold up. There's something there with Zach Wilson. Wait up.
Right. And the wherewithal for Lazard to go down like that.
Yeah.
Because, boy, he ain't have a second to waste. It worked.
They literally got it like with a second left.
Right. Them boys turned into a that's what I don't like about these teams. Y'all be getting it together in that 2-minute offense. Do that the whole game. Just 2-minute offense, the whole game. Let's just go. Push the whole game like Billy say. Let's just push all the way down the field. See how far we get.
The one thing to me is, all right, it's a 10-7 game. Dable's got the ball. They're driving. They gave it to Saquon Barkley. He kind of dives, right, to waste time, which he probably could have ran for first down. Would have iced the game because he had a complete wide open, another 6-7 yards that he could have run. They do what they do. They kick the field goal. They miss. And at that point, it's the same thing we were talking about with Miami, Georgia Tech the other day, right? You cannot let a team that has not done anything all day do what they did to you in the NFL with no timeouts left with 20 seconds.
Yeah, man.
Like, what are we doing?
Dog, the New York Giants organization, get it together. You guys don't look like professionals. You're looking like Bishop Sycamore out there calling plays, because I thought Dabo was a genius. I thought that's what we were saying. I thought
right.
What do you say? Y'all can't call me for a bag of donuts and get my quarterback and my players.
Right,
I thought David Gettleman had them boys getting it together. They look goofy as hell. Like Wan'Dale Robinson, I see you. You know what I mean? 2.5 catches. But it's like, but Tyrod Taylor did go down today.
Right.
Now that was big for them. That rib injury, because they had to bring in what's buddy name? Danny DeVito. Right.
Yeah, Tommy DeVito.
Right. That's never good when your quarterback is a DeVito. Just public service announcement. If your quarterback is a DeVito, you will not win the game. I'm just going to say that out there right now.
Tyrod Taylor went 4 for 7 for 8 yards. Tommy DeVito 2 for 7 for -1 yards. But if you adjust for the sacks, the Giants, the NFL team, the New York Football Giants, threw for a combined -9 yards today.
Wow.
They threw for -9 yards. That's it. Saquon did have 36 carries for $126 though. That's like 2.1 yards per carry. That's nothing. But when you've got -9 yards and you're scrapping out and you're about to win the game and you miss that field goal and you misplay the game late like that, it's just it's a curse. It's a cursed franchise. Both franchises are cursed. I was wondering this. What would happen, even though the Jets right now inexplicably are 4-3?
Inexplicably, for sure. You can say that again.
Inexplicably are 4-3, somehow, some way, still alive in the division. Like, it's insane. I think they have two games left to play with the Dolphins, right? They haven't played.
Whoa, what about reading in the chat about Wood? Holy moly, goodness gracious. I peeked at the chat one time. Salute to the chat.
What, in an alternate universe, what would this Jets team look like with Aaron Rodgers?
Brother, I feel like they would look like the Harlem Globetrotters, bro. Like, they would be the best team I've ever seen in my entire life. If they had any quarterback that was good, this would be an amazing team. Their defenses are keeping them in every single game. 13-10. Brother, I know the weather wasn't good, but, man, every week they show up, man, and the quarterback never does. I don't think Zach Wilson got off the bus yet. He just be on the bus chilling, playing PlayStation, because and God bless his heart, like I can tell he's getting a little better, man. I can tell he he putting the work in, but man, this team is ready for right now. This team is built for right now, for it tough. You got the Dalvin Cook ready to get the hell out of there because they ain't using my boy at all.
Right.
But and he got to realize Brees is fantastic, though. You got to, so please, New York Jets, try to find, I don't take a flyer. Just call Phillip Rivers one time, man. Just see if he feel like doing it. You know what I mean? Like, Drew Brees, I know y'all heard RG3 on the show. He'll take the call.
He'll come back.
Let's try something out because defense too good over there.
4-3 and this is again Garrett Wilson 7 for 100 with Zach Wilson.
Right. He would have had 1,000 yards today. He would have had 1,000 yards today if he had Aaron Rodgers.
He would have had 1,000 yards today. Speaking of people on pace for crazy numbers. Transition. Yeah. Miami Dolphins take care of business 31-17 against the New England Patriots. Yep. And your boy Tyreek Hill on pace for 2,100 yards.
Yeah.
I mean, all he does is catch 100-yard games. That's it.
I think he's making the case to be the MVP of the league. I'm going to just say that right now. Because these numbers are like, come on, man. How can you not see that this is – I don't know if we're ever going to see this again. Like, 1,000 yards in 8 games. It's
insane. If you look at the other games, the other seasons that have had 1,000 yards in the first 8 games, they're all pre-1960 something. Like there was one, I think Don Hudson had 1,000 yards in 8 games in 1942. Okay,
right. Like, salute to Don, but them don't count, man.
I mean,
I don't know who still got those stats up.
I don't know, but imagine in 1942, like, yo, we can't stop Don Hudson. We can't stop him. He's the best player on earth. We cannot stop Don Hudson.
He don't even play in his leather helmet. He just be running, man.
And he's catching the ball. We've never seen this before. I saw some numbers. He's averaging 126.8 yards per game, which puts him on pace for 2,155 yards as a receiver. Remember, Cooper Kupp, Calvin Johnson got to 19 and some change.
Yeah.
He would be the first. It would not only set the record, be the first 2,000-yard receiver in NFL history. He said he was going to do it at the beginning of the season. And we were like, yeah, we got you. We've seen you with Patrick Mahomes.
Who said we got you though? Because I don't think he was.
I feel like everybody was like, all right, yeah, you're gonna win. Yeah, you're gonna win the Super Bowl. We want you to do all that. But he's actually coming out and doing it. He hasn't had a bad game yet.
Yeah,
he hasn't had a bad game.
Not at one. Not one at all. You know who else ain't had a bad? Or speaking of bad games, who's had some bad games? The Steelers are in the category as well with Mitch Trubisky as their backup quarterback and Kenny Pickett as their front running quarterback. I don't understand why they are not motivated to get competent quarterback play. You got George Pickens. You got a squad, man.
Yeah,
like
Deontay
the defense
Johnson
is playing good. He got hurt today. Salute and get well soon. But that was a disgusting game to watch against them and the Jaguars. It was terrible. Like Black Air Force's game for sure.
It was a Black Air Force game across everybody there. Not only in the rain, not only against two teams that, again, are tough to watch at some points because as good as the Jaguars have been, there's still some games where you're just like, this is tough to watch. Quietly, and I don't know if people know this, and I don't know, Dan, you might have to write in the chat. Quietly, Duval, the Jacksonville Jaguars are 6-2, 4-0 on the road. Quietly.
Do that.
Nobody knows that. Nobody knows that.
You don't know it either. You said the Houston Texans is going to win the AFC South, bro. You can't. No. Just your Houston Texans that lost to the damn Carolina Panthers.
It was, yes.
I
can still root for my team. Hold up, where is it?
Sambo Selly, my ass.
Since we lit the Sambo Selly, they're 8-3. Right there. Look at that. They're 15-5, I think, in their last 20 games. Like they've become a legitimately good team. And somehow or another, they're 6-2 because you don't think of the Jags. You just don't think of them. They're 6-2 and they're 4-0 on the road. They can travel to London and beat you. They can travel on the road and beat you. Their 2 losses. One I know off the top of my head was against the Chiefs, and then the other one was when they lost to Houston when I said Houston was going to win the division, because at that point they were 1-2. Houston looked great. CJ Stroud looked great. Probably still rookie of the year, but he looked like the rookie of the year at that point. And it's like, I got a little ahead of myself. My bad. We talk on microphones. Sometimes I get ahead of myself. Sometimes I say Will Levis looks like Dan Marino. What do you want me to say? I get excited, dude. I love the NFL. What do you think? Your honest opinion on the Jacksonville Jaguars, 6-2, firm command of the division, and looking to get a home playoff game at some point, winning the division against a team that's probably not as good as them in the future?
I don't think of them at all. I mean, I think they are an above average football team. I don't think they're going to go deep in the playoffs. I hope they realize how to utilize Calvin Ridley soon.
He had a pulse today. 6 for 80 in the first half.
But let's just keep that thing consistent. You know what I mean? I don't believe in the Jaguars. I think they'll win that division. But outside of that, I don't think about their ass at all. Like
exactly.
Exactly. They're not in the pantheon of my thoughts, sir.
Not in the pantheon of his thoughts, but still 6-2 and 4 on the road and getting a pretty soft schedule the rest of the way, except for a couple teams. But they're just looking good. And somehow Trevor Lawrence, Doug Peterson, it just works. It's just working. Get to something that or a team that got worked. Dallas Cowboys beat the brakes off the Rams. Dak Prescott looked good. Your boy CeeDee Lamb, superstar.
Yeah.
And 120.
I mean, it's amazing what happened when you thought about the CeeDee Lamb. I mean, it's amazing. Oh wow, he's a good wide receiver. And you don't throw 100 balls to Michael Gallup. You know what I mean?
What do you got to take Michael Gallup out for? My boy's out there as the third receiver trying to make it happen.
Brother, he got 12 targets last week, man. Come on, Dak. What we doing? If you're gonna give somebody 12, CD to 1, and he earned his money today. I remember CD came in the league. We thought that, dog, is the hype real? Yes. If he has a quarterback that consistently can get him the ball like Dak did today, absolutely, they can go far.
Finished 12 for 158 and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, man. Them boys.
Quietly,
Michael
5-2.
Parsons had a good game too.
Quietly, 5-2. Them boys.
Yeah, quiet. I mean, it's quietly like they winning games that they supposed to win, and that's way more than we can say for the Buffalo Bills and a couple other teams. So, hats off to the Cowboys for getting it done right now.
And that's the thing about the transitive property of the NFL, right? So you've got the Bengals who were 0-3 now beat the 49ers who were 5-0, lost their last 3 as the Bengals won their last 4, and the San Francisco 49ers beat the dog shit out of the Cowboys. So it's like, who's good and who's bad? I don't know yet. But
is Deebo Samuel this much of the offense? Does he command this much? Because that's the only thing that's happened.
Since he's been out, like they haven't played as well. That second, third playmaker is now having to be Jawan Jennings or Ray McLeod, right?
Yeah,
and
absolutely, Ray.
They're just big Ray. But it's just it's tough to when you're used to all these weapons at your disposal, and then now they get put back into you've got to go through 2 guys, Kittle and McCaffrey, and now Brandon Ayuk. It's tough, man, because you're used to a lot more. I think they're going to get it back together, though. Like, this team is too good. San Francisco is too good to start losing games now and then fall out of the playoff picture. They're too good of a team.
Yeah. Brock Purdy, get it together, brother. Because Sam Darnold can do that. Sam Darnold can do what Brock Purdy did today. And and speaking of that, like, he the first person to ever come back on the concussion. I don't know the numbers. I didn't talk to anybody. I don't crunch them as often as I should.
Right.
But give my boy a week to sit out, man. He threw out them picks today. You don't think that has anything to do with being concussed? I heard this from the LA crew in LA. So, I mean, I don't know, man.
And he took some shots today, too. He was running.
Big shots he took. I don't know. I don't think it's responsible to put him out there so quick. But don't kill me. I know. We got on concussion protocol talk.
We're just, we're just talking. That's it. Best team in football right now. The Philadelphia Eagles marching on to 7-1.
Yeah.
Against Sam Howell, who looked great today, Dan.
Right. It was
379 and 3 scores. 397, excuse me, almost had a 400-yard game. Finally, we saw Jalen Hurts outside of that fumble in the tush push. We saw Jalen Hurts have the game that we need Jalen Hurts to have for this team to make a Super Bowl run.
Yeah. Yeah, he did. He finally coming back. Like we said earlier in the season, he has admitted to being hurt. He has admitted to not being 100%. So with him healing as well as getting these dubs, naturally they're going to look better at the end of the season. I believe in them more than I believe in probably anybody in the league right now. So, yeah, they are the best team in the league. And it was a gritty, grindy game in Washington today. Sam Howell, you're right, dog. Like, for a while, I thought they was going to get it done. They had to muster something to come back. Julio Jones caught a touchdown today. The whole Atlanta stood up whenever Julio caught one. Like, yes, sir.
When I saw it, I was like 80. I was like, wait a second. That's Julio. Let's go.
I was like, who the hell is number 80? And why didn't he throw it to Batman? I needed one more catch. But, yeah, man. I think they got it rolling.
Batman gave you a lot today.
He did.
Speaking of A.J. Brown, that catch in the corner of the end zone was insane. He's playing at a level right now. He's the best wide receiver in the league right now.
Oh,
in my opinion. I'm talking about.
We just talked about Tyreek Hill.
Tyreek Hill, he's on a different stratosphere, though. I'm talking about a guy who is. No. Tyreek Hill is it's like arguing LeBron at MVP. You know LeBron is going to be the MVP every time, but you got to give it to somebody else for a second. We know Tyreek is at a level that people are not playing at, right? He's going to surpass 2,000 yards this year. But I'm talking about as a wide receiver, A.J. Brown, what he's doing is insane.
It is.
Even though it's normal for Tyreek Hill, it's insane for other wide receivers.
It really is. It's a historic. Didn't he break Calvin Johnson's record today, or did he tie it with most consecutive games with 125 yards in a row?
He's got
something other. I think he just breaking records casually while Julio Jones catches touchdowns. Everything is going great in Philadelphia right now. Even though these wins ain't good, it's going good. And condolences for the Phillies out there, all the Philly fans. I care about you. You know what I mean? I ain't like the rest of them laugh at your pain. I feel for y'all boys. That was embarrassing. How y'all dropped them last two at home. Wow. Whoa.
A lot of Phillies fans ripping the jersey off into number 1 Jalen Hurts jerseys, right? It's like that quick. No, man, it's football season. Let's go.
Homer Simpson.
Exactly. Into the bushes and then coming back out. One thing that I was excited about was because I love the tush push, right? The brotherly shove, whatever you want to call it. I'm a big proponent of it. When they ran the counter out of it, that changed the game. That changed the game for everybody because now all the people saying you can't do it, you got to have them stop it. Now you give them a different look with a little counter off the backside that went for a touchdown to ice the game. Hold up.
Swift anytime touchdown as that. Like, it was
as the clock was winding down, we needed that.
I urge y'all to go to DraftKings.com every Sunday morning. It's like Christmas. But that fake tush push that changed the game. It give you a lot to think about whenever you finna load up. You know what I mean? In the middle.
It was like, you remember when I'm trying to think of what year it was. It had to have been when he was just dust at this point. But when Peyton Manning, the year they won the Super Bowl, he went 5 touchdowns, 17 interceptions, or something terrible. When he did a play action fake to the dive, I don't remember who the running back was, and then split out, ran the bootleg and ran a touchdown, and nobody went with him. He ran into the end zone completely naked. Nobody ran after him. That's what it looked like. It was just, all right, they're going to do the brotherly shove. Let's put everybody on the line. Let's stop him. And then DeAndre Swift just running around by himself. So I'm glad that that's been elevated now where they got a different look out of it. And we can long live the brotherly shove because it's incredible. It's like the forward pass. It changed the game.
It did change the game. The forward pass changed the game for sure.
That's Don Hudson. Salute to Don Hudson. He was 1,000 yards through 8 games. Don Hudson, 1942, almost pre-war, which is crazy.
Yeah. Salute to Derek Carr as well, getting a W today. Ugly W, nevertheless.
I just can't. I can't get behind Derek Carr. Me and Taylor always talk about it.
Wow.
Derek Carr is the quarterback you want until you get him, and then you're like, "Yo, this guy's trash. We need to get somebody else. This is not the guy. We got to switch it." We got to change it.
Bruh, him and Devontae Adams, man, I feel the worst for them. As bad as I could feel for millionaires, I feel the worst for them.
Because the guys who are 100 millionaires.
Right, they had it all planned out, man. Now they just look goofier and goofier every Sunday. And Devontae Adams got the ghost of Matt Hoyer, Brian Hoyer throwing him balls now. Holy moly. But yeah, I don't know. They got the win over Gardner Minshew and the mustache today. He made a couple critical errors in that game, Gardner Minshew. But the Colts is still the Colts. So how much you gonna put in stock?
Let's put that comment back on the screen. So Dan wants to go back to this. How can AJ Brown be the best if Tyreek Hill's the best? Again, it's the voter fatigue of Tyreek Hill is on the level above, but like I'm talking about the secondary level of guys because Tyreek Hill is above those guys. It's the LeBron debate, Dan. You know that. Tyreek Hill, clearly best wide receiver. But in the other wide receivers, AJ Brown is the best of the number 2 wide receivers that are number 1s.
So he's the second best, basically.
He's the second best, but he's the best. He's playing the best right now. Again, hey, Will Levis looks like Dan Marino. What do you want me to say? Out up in the air. We love the NFL, baby.
Yes, we do. We rep the shield 1,000%.
Come on. One sad note, the Kirk Cousins injury. Minnesota gets to, I think, 4-4.
Yeah.
I got to check my numbers here. All of a sudden, you saw him limp off. You're like, is it an ankle? Did he turn his knee? We don't know what happened. They brought out the cart. He's sitting on the cart. And then right after that, it's like, hey, torn Achilles. We don't even have to. Like, we're going to check the MRI.
You saw the video?
Like, yeah, we knew it.
Yeah, it was bad. Yeah, man. That's unfortunately, I think that concludes the Vikings 2023-24 season.
Yeah.
I mean, unless they can get somebody in free agency right now or whatever that can take. But I don't see them moving without Kirk Cousins. And they was just looking so good, man. Even the rookie receiver, Jordan Addison, even the rest, right? TJ Hawkinson, like everybody scored today. You know what I mean? Salute to DraftKings.com. But yeah, you got to feel bad for Kirk Cousins today, man. Ain't such a humble and nice guy. Get well soon, Kirk.
Dan says, I'd say that AJ Brown is the best, but Calvin Johnson was the best, and Randy Moss was the best, and T.O. was the best, but Tyreek is the best, and Justin Jefferson is better. Dan, you forgot about, again, this makes my argument, and we'll end on this. This made my entire argument, Dan. Perfect. Jerry Rice is so at another level than everybody else that we can't talk about everybody else being better than Jerry because Jerry's the best. So if we talk about that, Jerry's number 1, then everybody else number 2 or 1B or whatever you want to call it. Tyreek Hill's up here. Everybody else is down. Of those number 2s, AJ Brown's the best.
Oh, Lord. Help him, Lord. Send your prayers. Everybody at home, point your hands at the screen and send your prayers to Tony Way because he need them.
I'll take them. Guys, thank you so much for hanging out. Dan, thank you for commanding the chat. We will have you on next week if you want. We'll be here hanging out. All right, you gave us a thumbs up. Perfect. Week 9 coming up next week. We got Bears Chargers happening right now. About to kick off, right? Who you got in there?
I got the Chargers.
You got a little action? You got a little side action for me, or what?
A lot of action. Salute to Josh Palmer.
Talk to me. Give me a little 3 play.
Right, hold on. That's gonna cost you. I gotta open my phone and stuff.
Okay, hold on.
Let me show you.
Here we go.
But salute to Austin Eckler. Also, you seen Josh Palmer pull up to the game tonight in the above the rim motel outfit?
He was supposed to be. He was game time decision tonight, but you're pulling up to something. I guess you're playing. Right. Look, I can't give you this. This okay, it's too hot. It's too hot
right now.
Give me like a little something. Just give me a little something.
Look, Donald Parham, the tight end. He got 2 catches. They don't think Donald Parham is gonna catch the ball 2 times. And I don't think Gerald Everett is playing tonight.
Nope,
I don't know. I didn't talk to anybody. So Donald Parham, if I was y'all, I would look at it. You know, I would even look at it just before this game kick off. You got about 30 seconds though.
Just lock it in. Little Donald Parham, 6'7", maybe catch a touchdown anytime. Donald Parham, what's up?
Right.
We'll see you guys next week. Peace, love.